So, hello, what's up? Here's MN Joe from Knucklehead Sky from USA. Tell me, how was it? How was the adidas Rock the Floor?
Adidas Originals Rock the Floor was sick, dude. Like, the venue is dope for one. It's really raw, you know? And the Polish b-boys are really dope. I think that the Polish b-boys have their own style, and I can really see that. And so, like, for Poland, that's a dope thing, you know what I mean? And the level of b-boying here is really dope. I really like the way you guys break. As far as the competition goes, I didn't get to battle any Polish b-boys, but watching them was dope enough. I could have done better myself, but I had a really good time, man. And we're still having a good time. Party's still going on, the concert's still going on, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
So, tell me about your battle with Cisco. What you think about it? Just a few words, you know, an impression.
Okay. Well, when I battled Cisco, you know, I was a lot less nervous. It usually takes the first battle, you know, to get over the nerves and stuff. But I feel like I could have done better. I feel like I rushed it a little bit. I think Cisco did really well. And I know that it was only 2 rounds, but I got so caught up in the moment that I went out again.
Yes.
And it ended up being 3 rounds. Yeah. But, you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get caught in the moment. And I think that was really dope. I think it was a lot of fun battling him. I think I did lose, but hopefully I'll be back again next year, maybe. We'll see, you know.
So, tell me please a few words about you, generally, you know what I mean. Where you live recently, a few words about Knucklehead Sky and, you know, the stuff that you are doing in your country, you know what I mean.
Well, I'm Minnesota Joe, so I'm from Minnesota, of course. And I represent Knucklehead Cali, which is kind of weird, I guess. Some people are like, are you from Cali or from Minnesota? I live in Minnesota. I met Knucklehead Cali 6 years ago, actually. And we kept in touch, and we got along really well. Like, we all have the same mindset when we break. So, I officially got down with them in 2010. And yeah, I mean, we all live in like different areas of the United States, but we all keep in touch too, you know? We all talk to each other online, we call each other. So, yeah, man, that's my crew, you know what I mean? Those are my family, man. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, because you have very extraordinary style, you know what I mean, of dancing. It looks really difficult. When I'm looking at your dance, I can see a lot of, you know, variations and countless streets between moves. So, could you define your style and your idea about your style, you know? Because Knuckleheads Cali are dancing in a certain way, you know? A lot of treats, the treat style. How you could say a few words about it?
Well, as far as my style goes, I really like to think outside the box, you know? I try to do moves that haven't been done before. Like, I try to be original. I try to give back to the scene, you know? Because you take from the scene, you gotta give back in some way, you know? And I like to give back in a way where it's like original and like just different, you know what I mean? And as far as like breaking and like tricks go, like I really like complex styles, you know what I mean? And I think of it almost like Tetris, you know? Like one thing connects to the other, you know, it's like you're building something and you're storytelling. Like you have a concept behind what you're doing, you know what I mean? It's not just random movements. Respect to every other style is just the way I like to do things, you know what I mean? So as far as my crew goes, you know, like it's just the way we do it, you know, like the same thing goes for the crew, you know. We try to be original, we try to put something.
But I have a question. How to be, you know, clean in that difficult style, you know? It's hard to have a good flow in the treats movement.
Right.
How to practice, you know, this style?
This style is not for everybody.
Yes, so.
You know, like, it took me a while to get used to it. I've always liked it. I never really got into it until the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah. But it takes a really long time to get kind of comfortable. Like, you have to understand, like, what's behind it. You know, like, it's really hard to explain, to be honest with you. You know, like, it's got to become, like, almost second nature.
Yes.
And that just takes time. Like, there's no easy way to do it. Yeah. So
exactly. Okay, but during a battles, you focus more on being precise in a set, or just freestyle, you know?
Me personally, I focus on being pretty precise and executing.
Yes.
When I have a chance, you know, I always try to be on beat, of course. But if I have a chance to be on beat, of course I'll do it. You know what I mean? But I like to storytell, you know? It's like painting a picture. So I like to be intricate, I like to be very detailed.
I am just curious, you know, are you not afraid to dancing in the glasses?
Without my glasses?
Yeah. Because you're always dancing with it. Right?
Yeah. I can't really see without my glasses. Like,
yeah, me too.
You too? Dude, I'm like blind, you know what I mean? But also, I think I look a little better with my glasses on. I look kind of hideous.
Yeah. When you're throwing, you know, air flares and difficult movements like flips, you are not afraid that maybe something happened with them?
Oh yeah, I'm always afraid because my glasses are like, I collect glasses. I buy a lot of glasses, you know? But I get them made, you know, I get them specially made so they bend right and they don't fall off. So, yeah.
Okay, could you tell me how your training looks like?
Training?
Yeah, training, exactly, practice.
I have different kinds of training. I have training where I just kind of have fun, bug out and freestyle. And then I have training where I really sit down and try to like create, you know what I mean? Like make up moves, make up stories. And I think that's really important, you know? Like I feel like that's missing nowadays is the originality part of it, you know? And like, I'm not the epitome of originality or anything, but like, it's just something I strive for and I think everybody should strive for, you know? Like, you should have your signature things. You should have stuff that's like, oh, that's Rock's right, or oh, you know, that's Lilu's move, or Joe's move, or Thesis's move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So the next question is a bit deeper. You know, I want to ask you about the direction of evolution of our society. You know what I mean? Can you predict more or less how everything would be looked in the next few years?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I feel like originality is coming back into the scene. I feel like people are realizing that like trends are trends because they don't last. You know what I mean? Like I feel like people are realizing now more like you have to find yourself and I don't know. It's a good question, man.
Yeah. But you know, it's important.
I hope it turns out to be that way, you know? I mean, I'll always be dancing either way, you know what I mean?
But you know, it's because we have to find the golden point, you know, between being raw and being too commercial, you know what I mean? And I want to ask you about that.
Okay.
That if commercialization can kill the real spirit of our dance, the rawness, you know what I mean? The pureness.
Yeah. It'll only kill the scene if the older generation stops educating the newer generation. You know, I don't have anything against the movies that are coming out or like, you know, or any of that because people gotta make money, you know what I mean? And a lot of people get inspired off of that at first. It's just up to the older generation and up to me to educate people that are younger than I am about how it really is, you know? Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Yeah, as long as we have that choice, you know, if we have that choice to educate or do this or that, then I think we're okay.
You're living only from b-boying? You're earning b-boying for your life right now?
Right now, no, I don't. I used to work for like the cruise lines and I used to dance on the cruise ship and make money off of that. But right now, I'm just at home. I help my dad out at work and I just dance for fun right now, you know? Travel, dance for fun.
Do you have any interests beside breaking and hip-hop culture in your life? Any backup plan, you know? You are studying something, you know, the life you're after the practice, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of things I'm into. Right now, it actually involves breaking, but like, I'm really into teaching right now, but that's breaking. I'm looking for like teaching jobs and educating the youth. But I'm also into like fashion, like clothing. So right now, I'm maybe in the works of starting like my own clothing line, you know? So I mean, I'm really into that. So
that's dope, you know? Generally, how you motivate yourself to push forward in your life?
That's a good question. I ask myself that sometimes too. You know, it's something that always changes. Right now, I think on a deeper level, besides breaking, it's more like being in like appreciate that you're not gonna live forever. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be like now, like right here, right now. I'm in Poland. I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. Like you're here. And it's just appreciate what you have in front of you, you know what I mean? And then like, you take it from there, I think.
I love it, yo.
Yeah, you know?
Thank you, man.
Hey, man, respect.
Respect.
Thank you. Poland.